Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Just Seen podcast. And today, as you've seen from the title, we are still not back yet with season 13. It's coming, y'all. Life is lifing, but it's coming. But yeah, from the title, you can see that we're gonna be talking about settling, and I want to talk about settling, as an impromptu. For one, it's because you feel me. I ain't coming back for season 13 yet, and for two, this conversation is just, I ain't gonna say it needs to be had, but I feel like I haven't had this conversation before on settling. And then on top of that, it's just like I've been seeing a whole bunch of shit on recent moments and, that have been revolved around settling. And, I like to have, like, not necessarily opposition to shit, but I like to be in a space where I can provide an alternate perspective. Because I got into it wasn't heated for me. It wasn't heated for me. But I got into a rather temperamental, a rather inflated conversation with a motherfucker. My bad, y'all. My bad. The conversation's funny to me. But I got into a rather heated argument, debate kind of thing with somebody about settling. Because it's like, my sisters, I love y'all to life. I love y'all to life. But a lot of y'all feel like y'all always the A side of a situation. And sometimes that ain't the case. And a lot of times we feel like, women settle. I've had this conversation with multiple women, not just, in this particular conversation, but one particular was when she was telling me, she was like, yeah, my grandmother and the women in my family always say, find the man that loves you more than you love him. And I'm like, why? Like, why? And she was like, because I guess something about not leaving or some shit, or they'll be more devoted to you. You don't have to worry about them doing the fuck shit. And I'm like, but you don't love them. And she was like, well, it's not that I don't love him. It's just that he loves me more. That's like, that is what started to bother me a little bit, because it's like, why do y'all put measurements on love? If you really love a motherfucker, you really fuck with a motherfucker for real, like, if it's really unconditional, if it's really unbound, like, you can't measure it. You feel me? So it's like, what happens when people get into those spaces? And it's like, for women to be taught that, find a man who loves you more, it's like, what does that do for you? Because now you don't really like this man, and now you would rather be somewhere else. You would rather be involved in something else, and you would rather have who you want, but you can't have him. Why? Because the man that I want, I'm gonna have to be chasing him, and I'm gonna have to be you're gonna have to give him everything that you want the man to give you. Why don't you want to give that back? And she's like, well, nah, it's not that I don't want to give it back. I'm going to give it back to a man, but I'm going to make sure that he's giving more to me and he loves me more than I love him. So I said, you'll never be in love with that man then. And at any given moment, you will cheat. At any given moment, you will have those irreconcilable differences. At any moment, you will have the very impetus is what makes the divorce rates go so high. You feel what I'm saying? So she's like, nah. So I said, in that sense, you settling. She's like, no, I'm not. I said, yes, the fuck you are. So she's like, no, that's not settling. That's me finding somebody who loves. That's settling, nigga. You're gonna go down and play you're gonna play a game. I switched it to video. I said, you're gonna play. You know that you can play the game on hard. You know that you can play the game on hard. You can't win, apparently, because as you keep saying, niggas ain't shit, and you find the man that loves you, that you love more than him, blah, 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 all that shit. So you're going to play you know how to play the game on the hardest difficulty, but you're going to play it on easy just so you can win. That's fucked up. Well, when you put it like that, it does sound fucked. No, it is not about putting it like that. The reality is I had to put it like that for you to see how fucked up it really is. Because that's not fair to that man. You feel what I'm saying? He's in love with you with everything in him, and you don't love him the way he loves you. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, we end up settling as a people, because it's not just about women in this conversation. So that's just the intro, clickbait shit, hook y'all in. Fuck it with me. But this is, I'm gonna give both sides of this shit. Cause men, we do this shit too. You feel me? As people, we all settle. And for me personally, I feel it's because we don't understand love the right way, which is the power for betterment through correction. We move through love from infatuation, admiration, desire, and lust. To the point where Shorty was saying, they say find a man who loves you more than you love him. That's the love that you're looking for. Infatuation, admiration, desire, and lust. You're not looking for correction. But then that opened me up a little bit more because it's like our love experiences, we have two love experiences in this world. The first one and the second one. But we repeat the first one and never make it to the second one simply because the first time we fall in love, the second time we're supposed to rise in it. You feel what I'm saying? But after we fall in love the first time, we keep falling in love again. What happens when you fall, nigga? It's a descent. There is never, I don't care, like falling in love, and it's a paradox, and that's why I kind of fuck with the English language and I hate it. The paradox of falling in love is that is the only time falling is considered good. 99.9% of the time when you fall, it's bad. But when you fall in love, somehow they make it good. The fall is bad because you're not supposed to fall in love. You're supposed to rise in love. And this is where the delineation comes in between infatuation, admiration, desire, and lust of love, and love being the power for betterment through correction. You feel me? A lot of motherfuckers don't want to correct themselves. You dig what I'm saying? And if you don't want to correct yourself, you can't be loved. And if you can't be loved, you're going to end up settling, which is where we're going to dive into this episode. But before we dive into that, be sure to follow me on Instagram at SeenTheGriot. Be sure to check out my website at IamJustSeen.com to get all things that are just seen. To all those who tip, donate, and sponsor the podcast, you are greatly appreciated. To all those who would like to tip, donate, and sponsor to the podcast, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of the podcast. Not the episode, but the podcast itself. And you know the vibes. Cash App and PayPal are just fine. And that's that for this. Oh, you know the vibes. That's that for this and that's this for that. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into, I want to say this is Impromptu Pop Ups 39. If it's not, the number's there. We're going to dive into Impromptu Pop Ups 39. Settling. And don't forget to visit IamJustSeen.com. There, you can get all things Just Seen. You want to add the So For Real series to your library? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to learn how to master the markets for serious trading and investing? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You ever want to just chat with Seen about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at IamJustSeen.com. So take a quick peek into my world to see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it, and you will never see it unless you visit IamJustSeen.com. All right. Welcome back. Ow. And without further ado, I'm going to pick up where I left off because I was flowing and I seen that I was about to dive heavy into this motherfucker and we ain't even clipped the shit in half yet. But, yeah, like, when that conversation happened, I just really started to sit back and look and it's like, yo, we settle as people. Because now there's layers to how we even involve ourselves in relationships anyway. First of all, the reason ever since integration, ever since our connection with these motherfuckers, and when I say these motherfuckers, you know which motherfuckers I'm talking about, we have taken on a reality where we can no longer harmonize with each other anymore. We can only live in hierarchy. So that is one of the first points, right? We live in hierarchy. We move through a relationship. For one, we don't even relate in our relationships, my nigga. Let's build it from there. Like, we don't even relate in our relationships, my nigga. Like, what does that mean for you? We being opposites attract, and opposites attracting, you need a hierarchy. You know, this goes to the point what I was saying when I first started this, like, women always swear they're the A side of the relationship. And now it goes into that magnitude of what I was just saying, like, when Shorty was like, yeah, the old heads, my grandma and them aunties, they always say, get you a man that loves you more. So you can be the A side of the relationship. This is why they always think that they always the prize. But I found through my own experiences and studies that women don't go for the men that they're supposed to have because it requires some shit that they're not qualified for. No, nigga, this ain't gonna be a woman bashing episode. I'm not. I have to use them as the focal point because it's the easiest point to use. Because we all do this shit. Because in addition to the reason why that is the case, because we develop relationships off of hierarchy. You feel me? Like, all of this shit is tied into like simple phrases, but when you consider happy wife, happy life. Yeah, the motherfucker on the A side, if you please the motherfucker on the A side, everything will be, no, that's not good. That's not right. You can't please somebody who doesn't want to be in that situation in the first place. You cannot please somebody who does not want to be in that situation in the first place because she's settling. The reason why relationships are the way that they are and the way that they go is because women all settle. I know, my niggas, y'all gonna be like, yeah, nah, man, like, a hot 90% of women settle in relationships. And it's not that they necessarily settle on you, whatever the case may be, but their intention, every relationship is rooted in them approaching the relationship from settling, and men approaching the relationship for being settled for. We don't know these are unwritten codes, and this is like infused within how we're taught. You feel what I'm saying? But these are things that are infused in how we're taught as a relationship. You have to earn that woman, apply pressure, do all of these things. And when you get her, she's gonna, like, I've been on both sides of this fence. This is why I can say this comfortably. I've been a motherfucker that women have settled for. And I've been the motherfucker who women have chased. And I've been the motherfucker who didn't settle for the women. And it's a stark reality between the way they treat you. So much so that women will call those women pick-me's. Oh, you're just a pick-me. Because you go for what you want. You go for the man that you actually want. And because you go for the man, like, what's the video? Shorty, she doing the shit with the ring, talking about they told me not to cook, did that, told me not to clean, I did that, told me not to wash the clothes, did that and shit. They said, look, when you want anything that you really want, this is how the universe works. We just came off season 12 from the laws of the universe. Anything that you really want and you want to be compensated for, you have to put in the work for it. You have to work for it. Women don't want to work for the men that they're with. Which means that they have no desires to be with that man. You feel what I'm saying? Internet went nuts on her ass like, oh, nah, she's a pick-me, she's this and the third. Every pick-me that I've ever had really liked me. Every woman that I had to chase that settled for me, she didn't like me for real. And there was always going to be that upgrade. But see, where the fuck up happened was because women are so wired to that shit. Men always, women don't talk about the men that they fumble. Women don't talk about that shit because they go into the situation thinking they're the A side. Not realizing that, oh, this man is really scaling it back for you. There's been a lot of men in situations that have approached the relationship game where it's like, I like you. But it's like, women don't like us back. Women have been conditioned to like that we like them. You feel what I'm saying? Now the roles have changed. This is why they're calling men sassy. This is why they're saying, oh, you want to be this is why they're throwing shots at it, because men are now saying the exact same shit that they're saying. You got to love me too. No. We've always supposed to have been settling for y'all. We don't have to chase y'all no more. Like, we don't have to chase y'all no more because a lot of women approach the relationship from settling. The average woman will tell you that a man is incompetent, but she won't deal with an intelligent man because he feels damn it. The average woman will say men are stupid, but she won't deal with an intelligent man. Why? Well, if she says men are stupid, no, she's only going to gravitate and calibrate towards stupid men because intelligent men, quote unquote, are condescending to her. you try to make me feel, why do men? No. Sometimes it's not about humbling. There's a whole thing with that going on. Oh, there's always men trying to humble women. Some men are not trying to humble women. They're just being, and women are not qualified for the men that they're trying to fuck with. But the reason why they're not qualified for the men they're trying to fuck with is because they're so wired to settling that they don't want to better themselves for the men that they want. Because it goes into hierarchy. Now, when we look at the hierarchy, watch how I thread this whole episode together. It's gonna be fire, bro. When we look at hierarchy, this is where the whole relationship shit is all fucked up, because the human is designed for two things: collaboration or competition. Collaboration is tied to humans' natural. Collaboration is tied to humans' thriving ability, which is harmony. Being able to collaborate and compatibility and all that shit means that you are able to work with somebody. You feel me? You are able to work with them. Hierarchy means that you have to compete. Now, women and men in relationships, I'm not supposed to be competing. No, men have to compete for you. So women, what do you think you're supposed to do? Women don't think they have to compete with men. They don't have to compete with women for men. And because women are more prone to settle, they're more likely to be, to get you hear them all the time say shit like, I want the leader in a group. Why? I want the leader in a group, but I want a group of nobodies. Because I still got to settle for you. But it comes into this hierarchy. Now, the reason why I'm using hierarchy and harmony, because this is a conversation that we keep fucking having. I wrote 3 books on the shit when it comes to real masculinity and femininity and shit, but motherfuckers don't read. Man, y'all know how disappointed I am. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to get back on topic, but low-key, I'm very disappointed because I wrote those 3 books. I wrote 4 books, for real, but I wrote 3 books. And never once during writing those books did I ever contemplate the average adult only reads at a 6th grade level. The reason why that bothers me is because, and it kind of makes me feel fucked up, is because here I am thinking that you want to keep something like, niggas can't read, bro. Niggas can't read and they can't comprehend. And it's a small window of people who can do that. And I didn't write my book for a 6th grader to read. I didn't write my book for a high schooler to read. I didn't write my book for, I wrote my books for adults to fucking read. All of my shit is written. I'm going to talk about this in season 13, but all of my shit is written from largely an exoteric and esoteric reading comprehension level. And the reason why I said I'm going to save it for season 13, because when we talk about the 33 degrees of consciousness, all those are 33 degrees, 33 levels of reading comprehension. I can break that down. I'm going to give you a glimpse of it too, but I'm going to go in depth into it in season 13. Like, you have K through 12, that's 13 levels. Then you have, then you have bachelor's degree college, that's 4 years. That's another 4 levels. So that's 17. Then you have your master's, which is 3, the master's level, which is another 3 levels of reading comprehension, which will put you at 20. And then you have PhD level, which is another 3 that puts you at 23. So now you have the medical and the judicial area. Those 2 are pretty much, they're not tiers like bachelor's, master's, and higher, but they're in the space of the real Latin shit. And that's their levels 20 from 23 to 27. So 24 to 28. No, I'm right. 23 to 27 is your medical and your judicial area. That's your judicial comprehension, right? And then you have exoteric, which are your religious texts, the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, the off the head, those are the ones that I can give you right now. The different manuscripts, Dead Sea Scrolls, all of those shits. Those are reading at the exoteric level. And the exoteric level is the reading comprehension level from 27 to 30. Right? Then you have the esoteric level, which is astrology, numerology, tarot, human design. Those are written according to the final percentage, which is 30 to 33. So the 33 degrees they always talking about, the 33 levels of reading comprehension, they got motherfuckers at a 6th grade fucking level. My book, because I used to think that niggas was on what I was on because they talk about, Hotep and peace and all that. Like, niggas really wasn't comprehending. And I fucked up because I wrote such complex information thinking that everybody was on my level. And it fucked me up because my humility was my downfall in that. Which is one of the reasons why I don't fuck with the word humble, but my humility, sometimes your own humility and your own modesty can fuck you up in what you're supposed to be creating. I consider rewriting all three to make it a 6th grade level friendly, but I feel like that's going to be disrespectful to the information that I'm supposed to get. I'm supposed to be making people come up to get it, but I didn't know how far away we were from each other. You feel what I'm saying? And I wrote that book, like I said, from an exoteric level. Intentionally, like that's why when people say, yo, how is it so short but so in depth? Because it is written from an exoteric level. You don't need a lot to say a lot. You see what I'm saying? But the average adult only reads at a fucking 6th grade level, my nigga. So if it's written at the exoteric level, that starts at the 27th degree of consciousness or the 27th level of reading comprehension, bro. And I'm trying to get it to people who can't even get over the 6th grade fucking level, bro. But those who can read it and shit, it takes them to another level, but because it closes a full gap. But you see how far that gap is. But I just had to mention that because it kind of fucked me up, but I'm going to get back on topic, bro. But anyway, so let's take it back. When we consider the hierarchies, right? And this ties into exoteric shit a little bit, and that's why I was able to mention it. But season 13, I'm going to actually break down the full reading comprehension level and shit, and why is so different and shit, and why niggas is niggas, and why, you feel me? And I got some shit for season 13. But now when we're talking about relationships and hierarchies and shit and that nature, it's like we look at relationships from two different dynamics. You have the harmony, and then you have the hierarchy, right? The relationship world that we're in right now with the dating pool that got piss in it, it's because it's hierarchy and it's competition, as opposed to harmony and collaboration. Nature, natural. What's nature? What's outside that we see, what the universe, stars, birds, trees, like all of that. The universe moves in harmony, and it wants us all in harmony, therefore it needs us to collaborate. You feel what I'm saying? However, recessive genetics, the people with the recessive genetics can't harmonize with anybody so they have to shift it to hierarchy to make it, what it is. So we create a space where our relationships are rooted in hierarchy. Now, here's where things come in, and this is why that little tangent on So Frail came up, because harmony is where masculine and feminine reside. Hierarchy is where dominion and submission reside. This is where we get so fucked up. When you always hear me say, women are not submissive. Women are not naturally submissive. They're not. Women need to be unleashed, and they need to be unleashed in the context of harmony. You be able to work with something. Because we're in hierarchy, our relationship dynamic is built off of dominion and submission. Dominion and submission, my nigga. This is what fucks everything up. This is why they say under hierarchy, women are going to settle, because you're going to find a man who loves you more because he's not going to want to have dominion over you. So we're in a space right now where it's like, well, these are masculine and feminine wars, and it's no. We are not talking about masculinity and femininity at all. And this is where the paradox comes in, because that's why I had to write the books. That's why I wrote the books, to let niggas know, y'all not even talking about masculinity and femininity for real. Y'all are talking about dominion and submission, and you're calling those things masculine and feminine. Why? Because niggas read at a fucking 6th grade level, so don't even know what the fuck the words are supposed to be being used right. The average adult in America reads at a 6th grade fucking level. That's 54%, nigga. Every other motherfucker, and it's not just some basic shit. This is the average adult between the ages of 16 and 79 years old. 16 and 79 years fucking old. 54% of these motherfuckers read at a 6th grade level. Literally every other human in America between the ages of 16 and 79 reads at a 6th grade level. Nigga. So it makes sense why when we had these conversations about relationships and, how and it's like, you could tell them, hey, that's masculine and feminine. It's not masculine and feminine. That's dominion and submission. But women aren't naturally submissive. They're harmonious. Women are naturally feminine. This is why I made sure to define them as masculinity being the spiritual, mental, and physical embodiment of the essence of analysis and deconstruction, and femininity being the spiritual, mental, and physical embodiment of the essence of synthesis and construction. That's what the fuck we supposed to be doing as humans. That's what we supposed to be doing as humans. All through the So Frail series, I broke that down. What we operate under is dominion and hierarchy. Just saying those terms. Well, I operate under hierarchy, which is dominion and submission. Just saying those terms put everything that the world is going through into perspective. The feminist movement was never about equality. It was about, we're tired of submission. We want dominion now. Men, we're not giving up dominion. We're not even harmonizing with each other. We are moving from a space of hierarchy and it's based off dominion and submission. Why? Because recessive genetics cannot move in harmony. They can only operate under hierarchy, and we integrate it into that system. By integrating into that system, what did it create in us? Hierarchical motherfuckers who need dominion and submission. And it's not natural to us. It's not natural to us. We have to consciously rewire we have to consciously be attuned to what our souls are feeling. Do you dig what I'm saying? We can be feeling that this person could be right for us. This person is good for us. This person will be everything that I need to remain who I am. But I'm going to chase what's going to either allow me to be dominating or force me to submit. Now, women will tell you, I don't have a problem with submitting. I'll submit to the right man. Hierarchy. I'll submit to the right dominion. This is what I was talking about. Women don't want a man who leads. They want a man who's in the lead. That's it. Now, I'll submit to the nigga in the lead. But you can't lead me. You can't tell me what to do and this, that, and the third, because we look at being told what to do. It's dominion. There's no guidance and there's no instruction. There's, what's the fucking word I want to look at? I don't want to use dominion again, but we don't speak to give guidance. We don't speak to give instruction. We speak to give control, to maintain control. So consider the Jill Scott quote. It falls into this shit. If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. Semantics, beautiful. She's a poet. She could write shit clearly. Again, another motherfucker could probably read at the esoteric level, but you could write down some simple shit that has depth and layers to the shit. So motherfuckers is feeling that you can tell me what to do. If you can dominate me, I'll submit. But if you can't dominate me, I won't submit. Boom. Hierarchy, niggas. Hierarchy. Women gotta settle. Women got to settle because simultaneously, while you're saying if you can dominate me, we have created a whole structured web where misogyny, where they calling it, it's toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is dominion. Oh, this is misogyny. Dominion. Oh, this is patriarchy. Dominion. Religion is about dominion. I use the Bible a lot because, and here's the reason why. And well, you talk about the Quran. Why you don't talk about the Torah? The reason why I use the Bible is because they're all Abrahamic religions. Christianity and Judaism both are offshoots of Israel, and then the Quran is offshoot of Ishmael. Isaac. My bad. Is Isaac. Isaac is Judaism, Christianity. Ishmael is Islam. Nigga, they brothers. So they're happy and they're singing and they're colored. And if Abraham is their father and shit, and it's all under the same shit. But what is the Bible is what I'm more fluid with, but all of the other things stick. So when the Bible says, this is what God tells Adam, I have given you dominion over the earth. I have given man dominion. Y'all niggas don't read the shit. And it's not that you don't read it, you don't comprehend it because you can't. And I'm not saying it to be disrespectful. I'm not saying it to be rude, but I'm saying it from a revelations perspective that's really been pissing me off over the last couple of years because I finally came to terms with the fact that niggas can't comprehend. They can read the words, but they don't know what the fuck they're reading. And when you have something that is written at least the 27th level of comprehension, because it's 33, at least the 27th level of comprehension being read by sixth graders. Like when Jonathan Majors, I'm not throwing shots at him or anything like that, when he told NBA Youngboy, read it again, niggas was going crazy. Now, mind you, one in every other motherfucker can only read at a sixth grade level. What the fuck is reading it again gonna do? What the fuck is reading? And you're not even telling him what to read and why he should, I want you to read it the way that I comprehend it. And then I'll say that you're right. No, nigga, it doesn't matter. The young bull is literally seeing it, reading it from a whole different perspective. His grade level is different. His reading comprehension level is clearly different. That's why what he was saying, niggas like, I get it, but nigga, that's not what the Bible say. I said that because the core, I don't want to get too off of that because that's season 13 type shit. But the core of it all is tied to the reality that the book says you have dominion as men. If men have dominion, what do women have to do? Submit. That's where the whole premise comes in. Religious text dictates hierarchy, not harmony. So I don't know what kind of deities you're serving where deities don't move in harmony. But what deities did you move in harmony? Every Africoid deity that we've ever honored, that we've ever had reverence for, was to move in harmony. For every man, there was a woman deity. You get a whole man deity that is supposed to be about dominion, and now you're in the image and likeness of a dominating being. What do you think you become? Now, women are the most devout. They're far more devout than men. They have a different emotional attachment to this hierarchy and its dominance. Now, this dominance that it now puts you into, now the women are going to submit. Women no longer have to submit because men are no longer dominant. And men can't be dominant without being forceful. So the whole paradox, oh, that's toxic masculinity, but I want a man who's a man. The fuck? You can't. Because now when you look at the dominance, dominion, what does it take for a man to maintain dominion? He has to be violent. He has to be everything that you call a toxic masculinity. But you don't like that. Because you're coming to the reality, the whole age of Pisces is done, my nigga. I've been trying to tell y'all this shit for years. The age of Pisces is done. We're in the age of Aquarius, which means that we're now shifting back to harmony, my nigga. Masculinity and femininity is reigning supreme. Dominion and submission is done. It's cooked. It don't fucking work. But women benefited from submission because they get to be lazy. And when I say lazy, I don't mean in a sense like I'm shitting on women. No, we're to the theme of what we're talking about, settling. Women settle for men. Women settle for the men that they're with. They settle for the dominion because it's like, I simultaneously need this dominating man, but he can't be too dominating where he could dominate me. Let it breathe. Because now when he can dominate me, but then it's a paradox because when he can't dominate you, because you can manipulate him with your words and everything, now he can get violent. Now he beats you. You feel me? Now you get treated like a child because you have to submit. You have to submit. Men don't have a problem being dominating. But then now you have to go into the bigger spectrum. Like, only warriors are dominating. That's what we don't like. I need a war. Like, listen to the conversation, my nigga. I'm telling you, I'm cooking on this shit. Let it breathe for a second. Look at the conversation. Where the real men at? Where the warrior? Where are the dominating men at? You're afraid of them. Don't ask for where the fuck we at. You're afraid of us, my nigga. So now all of the men have become the submissive women. It's wild because I didn't know these words that I'm saying right now would be so prophetic then. I might fuck around and post this album on my website just so people can listen to it. So whenever I reference it, like I got a song called Evolution Revolutionary. That was the album I dropped in like 2012, 2013. In the second verse, I say, niggas became the women. Women became the niggas. So much nagging now we finally get it. But at the same time, y'all finally got tired of bitching. I didn't know what I was saying then, but it's like full circle now because it's like women women have become dominant and men have become submissive. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because now when we look at why are the men sassy? No, they're submissive. I can't be dominant anymore. Since the 90s, I was a kid. I was born in 1990. So I grew up the era where I simultaneously seen it. The strong, independent woman who doesn't need no man, dominion, and men getting in touch with their feminine side, submissive. They've been programming us for a long time, and now it manifested itself now. Took 30 years, 35 years or so. But I don't know. I was born in 1990, but I don't know how long back it was before they started doing that shit. But now men aren't dominating anymore. They're passive-aggressive. They're not actively aggressive no more because they're not dominant. They have no dominion. We have no dominion anymore. Because our perception of dominion is all fucked up. We dominion because who we learned our dominion from, colonizing oppressors, is to be destructive. So now when you read So Frail 2, it makes sense why I say so frail. Like, what we're talking about with masculinity is toxic femininity. Because now when I talk about the harmonious side of this shit, not the hierarchical side, but the harmonious side is where masculinity and femininity actually dwell. In order to function this way, your femininity has to be used toxically, which is destruction. We have all of this creative energy and destructive energy is the same shit, just opposite sides of the same coin. But we're not even moving in masculinity and femininity because we're moving in dominion and submission. So this is why women gotta settle. Because if I'm the dominating man, now that's where the competition comes in. You feel me? Men, we don't even be realizing that we being settled for it because it's just like, yo, I'm dominating the pussy. That's it. Think about this, in So Frail 3, this is what I talk about. Our sex is built off rape culture. Ain't no passion in our sex. It's purely power and dominion. I want you to scream. I want to pull your hair. I want to choke you. I want to slap you. I want to dominate you in every way possible. And that is good sex. That's rape, my nigga. Like, I'm sorry. When I actually had to come to terms with the shit, like when I'm being celibate taught me a lot of shit because I actually studied sex for real. And I studied a lot of shit the way that I studied this shit. And I'm looking at it like, oh, nigga, this ain't right. The way we've been fucking, the way we fuck, it is not right at all. Why do we dominate like that? Why is it all about dominion? Why is it so violent? And so when women be like, this is the reality of why a lot of men, it's no pass, no justification, but I'm telling you the cause of the effect. Go back and listen to season 12 and a lot of shit that I'm going to talk about right now is going to start to make a lot more sense too. This is why when we look at statistics and it says that 60% of black women have been sexually assaulted by the time they're 18. But every man that you ask says he doesn't know if his homeboy is like that or not. Every man that you ask doesn't know. Like, again, the literacy thing. It goes back into, like, here, like 60%, nigga. That's every other black woman has been sexually assaulted by the time she's 18. Now, we know our community is only 30%. We know our community is small, so proximity and shit. So we fucking with each other for the most part. Why don't we know that this sexual assault is going on? Because we don't view it as sexual assault when you're viewing sex through the eyes of dominion. I'm supposed to be able to smack your booty when I want to show you that I like you. I'm supposed to be able to pinch your titty to show you that I like you. I'm supposed to be able to throw sexual innuendo jokes and shit like that. I'm supposed to be able to do that. This is why in So Frail 3, I talked about the Mortal Kombat tower. Rape is Shokan. Rape, the actual physical act, is Shokan. That's the top of the tower. But niggas act like they're not Sub-Zero or Liu Kang or Johnny Cage at the bottom of the tower. Randomized at that. You feel what I'm saying? You got to go up the towers because it's all about dominion. I didn't dominate her. I didn't forcefully take it from her. She gave it to me. Did she? Because the thing about dominion, a form of dominion is manipulation. I'm mentally like that's something totally different. This is why women, this is why women can be so deadly. This is what makes women deadly. Like, women will tell you, submission is actually the key. Some shit she said, if you submit, some shit they say about submission, no, it's all manipulation. Men dominate physically, women dominate emotionally. But because emotional domination isn't brute force, it's different. It's seductive. This is why she's going to settle for the man. This is why she's going to get the man that loves her more, because she can always seduce him. She can emotionally dominate him. She doesn't even realize that it's emotional domination that she's doing. Why? Because when you think of dominion, you think of domination, you think about brute strength and power, nigga. You don't think that you can emotionally manipulate him. I can withhold some pussy to make this motherfucker clean up the house. So you think. I'm just going to go cheat. Now, this is when I tell y'all, cheating, you only cheat when you're losing. Now, do you see why it's called cheating? Do you see why in that realm all is fair in love and war? Why are love and war compared to one another? They're not. They're only compared to one another in the realm of hierarchy and dominion and submission. I can do whatever I want to defeat you in war or to seduce you in love, as long as I'm dominating the situation and you're submitting. Somebody has to submit. Somebody has to dominate. Women dominate emotionally, which is worse because men, don't be sassy. Don't be in your emotions. Don't be all of this shit. Our emotions get manipulated because we don't know how to use them. Motherfuckers stir you the fuck up and emotionally dominate you. And so I don't condone domestic abuse in any way, shape, or form. I do not condone domestic abuse in any way, shape, or form. I do not condone domestic abuse in any way, shape, or form, but I understand why a man will punch a bitch in the face. And I'm using bitch dramatically. Because it's physical domination that is comparable to emotional domination. A woman can say some shit to you that'll emotionally hit you harder than you ever will hit her. Even if you break something on her, like, she can heal from that shit. She'll say some shit you'll never recover from. That's different. A woman can emotionally say some shit that you will never recover from. Equally, she could say some shit that can transform you to something totally different, because it's different levels of domination. Because it comes back into the manipulation. It comes back into these things. Women know this shit. But same reason why a man physically won't fuck with a woman who's in the gym more than him. Not a bitch stronger than me. She might beat my ass. I'm not, like, dramatically. I'm, using bitch dramatically. But he'll say that shit. I'm not getting with a bitch that's stronger than me. She'll fuck me up. If a man will say that physically, just stands to reason. A woman would do the same shit emotionally. I am not getting with an emotionally intelligent man. I can't dominate him. This is why when it comes to women, it always goes back to what? It's not what you said, it's how you said it. It's how you said it. How you said it allows it. How you said it spins it in a way in which I can't emotionally dominate you. That's why I cry. Half the time, they ain't got shit to cry about. Half the time, it's not like, it's emotional manipulation. It's emotional domination. Caucasian women are good for the shit. They're taught to do that shit. Because again, we learn the shit from them. Their entire psyche is built off hierarchy. Their psyche is built off hierarchy, not harmony. So they have to operate under dominion and submission. Their men are physically dominating. Their men are the physical. Their women are the emotional. But the emotional helps breed the physical. But I don't want to get too heavy into that, because I want to stick to us, because this is our conversation. This is for us, because it gets to the core of the relationships of us settling and shit, because we don't know how we're supposed to be in a relationship with each other. We don't relate. So now, if you're emotionally intelligent, I can't fuck with, he's sassy. He just done the third. A man is not supposed to go back and forth with a woman. A woman ain't supposed to woman ain't supposed to go forth with a man. If a man slapped a woman, everybody say, girl, you better hit him back. You better do something back to him. Don't let that man hit you, whatever the case may be. At least fight him so you can get away. I did that dramatic pause for a fucking reason. I hope you caught the alley I just threw. Because I shouldn't even had to say this next part. You feel what I'm saying? But yet, when a woman can emotionally attack a man, nigga, you don't emotionally respond to it. You don't emotionally hit her back. Bitch, she's emotionally slapping the fuck out of you. But you don't emotionally hit her back. But if you physically hit her, she can shoot you. She should shoot you. Click pow. Y'all, what's the nigga from I don't know his name, but I just seen some of his videos. It's like click pow, click pow. You see do you see the dynamic? That's the equalizer. A gun is an equalizer for now. Again, I don't condone domestic violence in any way, shape, or form. I am 100% for self-defense. If a motherfucking man put his hands on you and you feel you gotta put him down, put him down. Let God, Allah, Jehovah, Christian, Buddha, Jesus, Yeshua sort them out. But in that same breath, when you emotionally attack a man, you can't get fucked up when he emotionally puts you down. So when they say, well, men don't open up, men don't share, because a woman will emotionally attack you she'll attack you with your truth as a weapon. I can't defend you against that. I gave you this weapon until you make peace with it. This is why emotional intelligence is so, like, when you make peace with your shit, this is why I'm so transparent on my podcast. I don't give a fuck about nobody coming out telling no bullshit about me. You feel me? I've already told it. The fuck you gonna do? Hey, I heard this about you. Nigga, that's in this episode. Yeah, nigga, I already told it. You late. The fuck? What you want to talk about it now? Like, you feel me? Because that is emotional dominion. In order for a woman to maintain her status in a relationship under hierarchy, she has to have emotional dominion. She knows she doesn't have physical dominion. She has to have emotional dominion. Emotional dominion. So she can't be with an emotionally intelligent man. She has to be with an emotionally unavailable or retarded motherfucker. But she don't like it because, like I said, we're now changing the guards. The Aquarian age is here. The Pisces, because we are under the Piscean age, religion is falling by the wayside. And now the religion is falling by the wayside. Motherfuckers ain't dominant no more. Motherfuckers ain't looking for dominion. Everybody wants harmony. Motherfuckers literally losing their shit like, yo, we're not supposed to be working every day. It worked like that when you had a point of dominion and hierarchy. You feel what I'm saying? They never contemplated that the literal energy of the universe will change motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's always been a problem. Like, why is it a problem if a man makes more than a woman? Because you have dominion over me now. And if you have dominion, that's why I be telling motherfuckers, that shit don't bother me. If a woman makes more money than me, I don't give a fuck. We can put this shit in the market. She may have more money than me, but I have a skill that she doesn't have that can multiply money faster than she can. So who's really, what's what? Like, what are we really doing? We're looking for hierarchy instead of harmony. Give me what they say, I need a man that got 6 figures, this, that, and the third. I need a man who has dominion. I need a man in the lead. Everybody know the average man ain't making over $100,000 a year. That shit's hard as fuck to do. You feel what I'm saying? And be free and have free time, nigga. The fuck? Where you can get all of my time. Where I can always emotionally seduce you. And my brothers, I'm going to say this. I'm not wrapping up because we know we're near done. This is why celibacy is important. You need to take a moment of celibacy so you can see. When pussy's off of the table, my nigga, you know when you're being emotionally attacked. I promise you. I promise you, bro. I promise you. Now, low-key, I've always been emotionally intelligent a little bit, so I can always, when women fuck with me because of my emotional availability with them. Like, they listen to me, they could talk, you're such a good listener, you're such this. I ain't trying to hear, I don't give a fuck about none of the shit you're talking about, but I respect what you're talking about so I can listen and I can actually help give you guidance and shit. When they realize that they can't emotionally get you, the pussy is the last thing. When you take the pussy away, you gonna see when you're being emotionally manipulated. Because she can't throw no pussy at you. Now, for my own resume, I retired 2 jerseys. I had a pre-heartbreak jersey and a post-heartbreak jersey. Both numbers. I have a significant body counts. I don't know how many I have anymore, but I've been celibate for, let's see, so Pharrell turns 9 this year. I've been 9 years. I've been celibate for 9 years, but in the celibacy and get it, like, I learned, you motherfuckers have been emotionally, all the pussy that I have been getting, most of it, was because a woman would try to use that emotional dominion and couldn't. And all she had to get me at that point was pussy, and I didn't realize it. I'm just thinking I'm the Mac. I'm thinking I'm smooth, I'm cool, I got game and shit like that. She has the emotional dominion. And you've already, you have too much emotional intelligence for her emotional dominion, so she's gonna give you some pussy to maintain that dominion. At the time, we be thinking we fucking them, nigga. No. Nigga, no. Oh my goodness, bro. A lot of time we be thinking we fucking women, and nigga, no, nigga, she already plotted 3 times over. Like, when I first got wind to it was the girlfriend that I had in the undergrad, bro. Like, she told me, she's like, I'm gonna fuck you. I'm like, man, whatever, bro. And it's like, nah, nigga, she got me. She got me. And it was one of the worst situations I had, but it was one of the best situations I had because it taught me so much about life, bro. Like, that's when I promise you, that's when I really, really started to understand, like, this nigga, like, but she was a live wire. Her emotional attacks came from all emotions, nigga. All emotions. She knew how to hype you. She knew how to break you. She, like, nigga, it was different. Had you questioning shit. But it's like, she would say shit, and I'd be like, yo, if you was a nigga, I'll beat your motherfucking ass, bro. Like, and it's like, because it's a woman, why do I gotta take it? Why should I have to take it? There's a lot of shit that happens to us as men like that. Like, if a man says some of the outlandish shit that women say to us, we will beat his motherfucking ass. Beat him the fuck up. But we can't do that to women. That's because they got emotional dominion. So now when we go back and we put it into perspective of submission, men are, when we look at dominion and submission, women naturally, like, that's what, and this is where they get confused. Because, again, they're not putting the right words to the shit. Again, we're not talking about masculinity and femininity. We're talking about dominion and submission. Women will say, well, women are supposed to lead too. We all have to lead in our respective roles. No. Women dominate in their respective roles. They're naturally emotional. That's a power, nigga. And they use that shit fucking well. They've been using that since they were kids, bro. You feel me? A nigga would jeopardize his freedom for some pussy, bro. And I'm not saying that a woman will naturally seduce the man, but the seduction to the core is already so wired that a man will risk his motherfucking freedom because of emotional dominion. A man will jeopardize his entire family for emotional dominion. We be thinking, oh, she was there for me. She cared. No, nigga, that was emotional dominion. We do the same shit, nigga. That's the thing that get me, bro. Like, niggas don't be thinking women got game like we got game, nigga. Like, that shit get me hype, bro, because we don't be thinking that women got game the way we got game because we got game. But, nigga, they got game, bro. Whole time you be thinking, oh, man, she was just there for me. When I fell on hard times, my nigga, she knew she was gonna fuck you. She knew you was easy. She knew that she can look at you and tell what you wasn't getting at home, nigga. She knew. And she knew how to emotionally dominate your ass. Work, bae. Ha! Ha! She knows she can get you to tell your business at home. And if she want to fuck you, she gonna fuck you. I'm just telling you from the shit that I've observed. Like, you have to do the physical touch. You have to touch your neck. And you know what I'm saying? All she got to do is say the right thing. All she got to do is say the right thing at the wrong time. And when I say the wrong time, you leaving from your girl tripping on some shit because you ain't she emotionally attacks you. And this woman's going to emotionally soothe you. But they're both emotionally dominating you. Them motherfuckers is sneaky. But it turns back into settling. I'm going to tell you why it turns back into settling, because women know in order for me to emotionally dominate a man, he has to be emotionally weak. Or he has to be emotionally unavailable. It's literally no difference than us. The only way we can be with a woman is if she's physically weak. Like, when we go get numbers and shit, like, niggas be thinking, like, why do men always talk? Yeah, we're always going to take, because y'all call us hunters. Now, tie the shit to the dominion. Oh, men are the hunters. Men got to pursue. Men got to do this. And what the fuck you think we going to pursue? I'm not going to chase her. If I'm a motherfucking cheetah, I don't give a fuck if I can run 60, 75 miles per hour. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to chase the healthiest gazelle. I'm going to chase the little sick one that I can get the fuck away with. Fuck. I'm going to chase the little weak one that I know they're going to leave behind. That's what I'm going to get. A lot of women be thinking they the prize and they the bad bitch. No, you're the prey. You think because you get all the attention. You think, like, niggas, we know who we can't get. We know who's going to take. We know when that water buffalo going to take a little bit more than motherfucking a bite to the neck. We know that shit, dog. We not going to attack anything else. The fuck kind of bullshit is that, bro? It's basic nature. It's nature, nigga. Now, it's like a lot of... Now, because of dominion, because of the hierarchy, women be thinking like, oh, yeah, I got the coolest nigga in the clique. And, you know, I want the alpha of the clique. Nigga, the alpha of the clique is the smartest one in the clique most of the time. And this is going to put into context when it goes back into settling, bro. We all settle, my nigga. Under the hierarchical regime of relationships, nigga, we will settle. For one, we don't relate to each other. But for two, we're going to settle because I'm not going to put my best foot forward for something that I have to hunt. Men are not going to go for, like, we talk that shit. Oh, yeah, she a 10. She a dime. She bad. She this, that, and the third. No, she not. Even the nigga Kevin Samuels, when he was alive and shit, when he was talking about it, he said, yo, the most men you're going to, on average, you're going to go for a 7 or 8. You know a chick is a 10, but you're not going to put in the work for a 10. Let me rephrase that. You're not going to put in the work for your 10. The reason why you're not going to put in the work for your 10, because physically, you can't, it ain't no dominion. She's too beautiful. She's too cute for me to have dominion. I can't, motherfucker. So now when women be like, why do men want to humble, why do men always try to humble women and this, that, and the third, she doesn't think? Because from the physical, you a 10. You supposed to be a 7, 8 for me to fuck with you. In order for me to fuck with you healthily, I gotta, or successfully, I ain't gonna say healthily, but successfully, you gotta be like a 7 or 8. They be thinking women, y'all be trying to humble niggas too. Let that man be an emotional 10. Let that man be an emotional 10. You want to break him, but you break him differently. Why won't you open up to me? Tell me all your secrets. Tell me this. I'm gonna love bomb you. I'm gonna do all of this shit. Same shit, different toilet, nigga. Women's shit is so invisible though because it's covert. Our shit is overt. It's on display. All you keep hearing is get into the markets. But do you trade or do you invest? Should you do stocks, forex, crypto, or NFTs? My personal answer is not a single one if you don't know how to read a chart. Without knowing how to read a chart, you end up giving all your money to those who do. Do you know what a candle is? Do you know the pocket of activity? Do you know the difference between market direction and market control? If you answer no at least once, you might want to learn how to read a chart first. Learning how to read a chart will let you know if you should trade or invest and if you should do stocks, forex, crypto, and or NFTs. It will also let you know if this is even for you or not. So visit IamJustSeen.com to learn how to read charts with my Mastering the Market course, ebooks, and webinars today. The world is changing. The question is, will you adapt with it? You feel what I'm saying? But to the alpha point, and it's like women be thinking, you know, I'm always going to go for the easier chick. I'm always going to go for it. Like, I'm going to tell you when it changed for me. I used to always go for the dimes. I still do, but I'm gonna tell that side of the story too, because it's like I pulled some bad bitches in my day, nigga. But nah, look, it'll be like this, right? If I see a group of girls, I'm always gonna go for the not so cute one. Cause you know how easy it is to get a chick when her other friends are jealous because they think that they know in their mind I look better than her. That's why they got her with them. I'm going to go with her, and I'm going to go for her because I know where her self-esteem is at. Because if I'm going to hunt, nigga, and if I'm going to chase a fucking gazelle, I'm not going to chase a fucking hardy-ass, healthy-ass gazelle with horns. No, nigga, I'm going to get the motherfucker that just came out the womb with the wobbly knees. This her first time having girls' night out. She don't even know how to dress right. I could look at her and tell, nigga, she's not really what I was sad. And look, the sad part about it, I was 15 and 16 years old doing this. This was where my mind was at 15 and 16 years old, my nigga. I was ahead of the game. So understand, I was Curry with the shit. Threes dropped perfectly. Speaking of, I just dropped the Paulo Cafe Flow, No More Depression. It's on streaming platforms. Just look up Just Seen No More Depression. But blah, blah, blah. The reason why I said that, because in that song, I said like threes I dropped. I made a Steph Curry reference at 3-pointers. But the point is, I would always settle. I would look at the baddest one and shit. I'll flirt with her. I'll play with her. But then I go right to the one that doesn't have that confidence. I can look at her and tell she doesn't have the confidence. I got her. So when my homies used to be like, yo, they used to be like, yo, how you always get the number? Now, here's where the beautiful part of it is. Like, even though she wasn't the apex of the clique or whatever the case may be, she was still a beautiful girl. She was still they were bad. Like, if I would run into 5 chicks and they in a clique and they all 10s, the one I would get would be like an 8.5. But it's just enough that she's not a 10 like her friends, where she has that humility. I don't have to humble her. I don't have to cheat to show her, bitch, you ain't bigger than the program. That's what niggas do. Because again, this is hierarchy. It's about dominion. You're not bigger than the program. When you think you're bigger than the program, I'm going to cheat to show you you're not. Do you feel what I'm saying? This is why the dating pool got piss in it. Because niggas pee in pools. The fuck? The fuck? Niggas be forgetting that part. Oh, the dating people got... Like, why are you niggas peeing in pools? Why are you trying to fuck with people who pee in pools? But it's because of hierarchy. It's metaphorical, of course, but it comes to the hierarchy. Now, men, we settle. I know it seems like for the first half of this, I was talking about women and shit. I had to get to us too. I don't know. It's like niggas listen when you're talking about women, because women are waiting for the shit. Like, nigga. But we do the shit too. Women settle on emotionally unavailable men. Why? Because if you're emotionally unavailable, I can manipulate. We settle on physically unavailable, that's what it is. You feel me? This is gonna sound like it's gonna sound real zesty. It's gonna sound real sassy when I say this shit, but like on a one-on-one, men are more beautiful than women. Women know that shit. Men are far more attractive than women. And I don't mean that in the sense like I'm attracted to men, but I'm saying when you put it into perspective, women gotta have the makeup. Like, it's gotten so bad that all women look the same now. There's like one codified beautiful standard of what they think beauty is, and they contour their noses the same, highlight their cheeks and all that shit, so much so that you're starting to look like men who look like you. We can't tell the difference, but men, we just have to go out. Like, we got a pimple. We can't put no foundation on that shit. You feel what I'm saying? If we got uneven skin, yeah, we can clear it up and we can go through all of this shit, but that's really about it. We can't make up and enhance ourselves. Either we ugly or we're not. We come to terms with that when we kids, bro. Nigga, you either the man or you ain't. Like, I remember like we can't go up in rank. We can't decorate ourselves up to go up in rank. And I remember when they put out, I was in middle school when they put out the school list and shit, like, the cutest boys or whatever the case may be. I made top 10, but I think in the 8th grade, I think I was like a 7. They rated me like a 7 or 8 or something like that, 7.5, one of the two. But it's like, that was it. I was that forever. I couldn't like go up. Like, you can only like, so now when they say, oh, when men got this car so they can compensate for this dick or whatever the case may be. No. We trying to get to that 10 status, nigga. Fuck that. It ain't about the dick. It ain't about none of that shit. Like, we are who we are. The only thing that can enhance us is money. Y'all can physically change. Like, and this is the point that I was making with that. Like, men, our attractive rating is what we are. Like, we can get a haircut and it can change. But no, nigga, for the most part, nigga, we look how we look. We come to terms with that when we like 7, nigga. You either ugly or you're not. It ain't no in between. For us, it ain't no rank. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We rake y'all, we give y'all numbers because it's like, yo, sometimes you can have your hair in a ponytail that day and you had it down the other day and it changes just slightly. You can have natural hair instead of this, that. Like, it's little nuances that give you extra points. Us, nigga, we either ugly or we not. So if a man is attractive, that's it. A woman is attractive, and this is why we like makeup. We don't like makeup. Men, they're lying. They don't know. This is what y'all had to give us. Now it's like we fuck because half of the bad bitches ain't bad, nigga. Half the bad bitches ain't bad. But that's what I'm saying. If we handsome, we handsome, nigga. Not because of what we wore that day, not because our face was beat, not because we had on a lace front, not because no, nigga, we either got it or we don't. And I'm fortunate enough to be on a nigga who was always on the handsome side. That's why I had hoes. Like, no woman could ever tell me like, yo, you're ugly. You're lying. Like, they get mad at me for that shit. Hey, nah, no bullshit. Hey, look, the reason why it's funny because this is a true fucking experience. I had to be in like, shit, what grade was this? This is definitely in high school. No. It wasn't high school. It was in the 6th grade. The reason why I said it was in high school because we went to middle school together and we was in high school together. And in high school, she was all on me. I said, "You remember you said I wasn't cute?" And she was like, "You remember you said I was a lie?" And I was like, "Yeah, but still, that's beside the fact. You said it." So we was in the 6th grade. We was in the 6th grade and shit, right? And this was me coming into my own. Right? You feel me? You know, 6th grade, that's when your self-esteem, confidence and shit coming in and all of this. So she would tell me every day, "You ain't cute. You ain't cute." And I believed it at first. And then suddenly, at the end of the school year, she was putting letters in my locker, asking me for hugs, telling me this and that. I was like, "You said I wasn't cute." And she was like, "But I was just playing. That's how we flirt." No, I don't flirt like that. When you say I'm ugly to you, and let's leave me alone, right? So, so I said that because so now by 7th grade, she had said that enough. And I don't know. It just built up my confidence when she actually said that she was playing. So 7th grade. This is it. This is when it happened. So 7th grade, I was roasting this chick or something. She was like, "You ain't cute. You ugly anyway." I said, "You." I said, and look, we was on a school bus. So when I said it, it's like, I don't know. I have this motion or this thing in school or like moments in school where when I say something, everybody seems to get quiet when I say the shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck it's going to be. And it happens like that in real life too, like when I get speaking engagements and shit like that. But that's beside the fact. So we on a bus and we joking and shit. She be like, "You ugly. You ain't even cute." And I looked at her and said, "You and I both know that's a lie." And everybody busted out laughing and shit. But like, I wasn't lying, nigga. I wasn't lying. And it's like from that point on, it never bothered me. Like, and it got so wired that it was just like, I never even considered that I wasn't. Like, I knew I was a handsome man. From like 12 years on, I knew I was handsome, so much so that it made it easier for me to be a hoe when I was like 15. Like, there was not like 15, like my run from like 15 to 18. I'm gonna get back on topic, but this was a hilarious story and I had to tell it. But like my run from 15 to 18, it was like, it wasn't even like I'm me. Like, I'm gonna get your number. And it was never, and then when I added that little spice, when it's like, fuck these dimes, nigga, that's too much work. Let me give me an 8, bro. Give me about a 7 or 8. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna get a 7 or 8, because I know I'm a handsome man. I know I'm a handsome man. So you can give me about a 7 or 8, she ain't going nowhere, nigga. She ain't got me, nigga. The fuck? If I get a 10, she might try to replace me with a nigga. So now I got to come in with the emotional side that, you know, oh, bitch, you fucked up because you'll never find another motherfucker like me. But when she ain't that bad, she about a 7 or 8, nigga. She ain't going nowhere. She's not. Like, I'm him. She knows I'm him. Then I'm funny. You feel me? I'm intelligent. Nigga, the fuck, like, there was little nuances. It's like, yo, it added to a level of perfection. Low-key made me a little arrogant. But it wasn't even arrogance, it was just confidence, nigga. I know. The fuck? Don't get a big head. My head is already big. I was born this way, nigga. The fuck? You can't tell me I'm not. Like, you know, I know you're lying. So much so that I could tell what dudes wanted to rock with me. just because, oh, I fuck with you because you get hoes. I know, nigga. It wouldn't be for nothing else. Like, I get hoes. Because hoes get me. But that first run, between like I said, between like 18, from like 14, 15-ish up until 18. Because 18 is when I actually got in a relationship. But then when I went to college and shit, niggas was like, yo, man, why all the girls on you? Nigga, do you not know who the fuck I am? And it was so weird because niggas would be like, I'm like, look, I'll scale it back. I don't want to be the fly nigga. I don't want to be none of that shit. I don't have to be, nigga. I'm him. And it was like, my eyes got him. That's it. My eyes. Like, do you know, this is a horn tooter. I'm serious. I'm gonna get back on topic, but I'm painting a picture, bro, because this is what it is. And I'm using myself from the men's perspective when they talk about settling. But do you know how easy it is? Like, I maintain eye contact at all time. Something that I learned when I was probably, had to be about 13 when I started really looking in people's eyes all the time and just become comfortable with it. It was 12, around the same time, because my homeboy mama, it was my homeboy birthday. I never forget, we were supposed to be going out to eat, and I was sitting in the back, and she was getting in the car. She looked at me, because like the way the angle of the car was parked, I was sitting in the back seat, the sun was just sitting on my eyes and shit, blah, blah, blah. So she looked at me, and she said, boy, you have some beautiful eyes. Them eyelashes is right long, and just, oh my God, it's the prettiest brown. It was like, and I looked at him, and it was like, because look, we was in school. Hey, nah, this is memory lane episode right here, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep going. But like, we was in school and shit, and it'd be like, he was like, yo, bro, why the girls fuck with you like that? Nigga, why not? Fuck. But it's like, when she said it, I looked at him and said, see? But I didn't say see, I just looked at him like, even your mama know, nigga, like... I ain't say that shit, because that would have been disrespectful to my mans at the time. But it's like, nigga, the look was, nigga, even your mama say it, dog. Like, you feel me? So it's like, what do you do when your eyes are captivating? It don't matter what I got on, bro. It don't matter what I smell like, but I do smell good, don't get me wrong. But it don't matter what I got on. It don't matter what I smell like. It don't matter what I'm wearing. It don't matter none of that shit. When they look into my eyes, I get them. And some of them try to downplay it. They be like, you wear mascara. No, I don't wear mascara. They just flip like that. My lashes just flip like that. You got on something to make them thick. Like, I remember one girl asked me, she said, you got some snake in you, don't you? Your eyes is like a snake. And they're not like a snake. You just in the web. But it was crazy because it was like, I knew that. I knew my eyes. I know. Like, hey, no funny shit. No funny shit. Like, this is like a very egotistical episode, but it's tying into settling as a whole, because I had these moments as before I got heavy into smoking and shit, and now it's like my skin is really not as good. Like, my face card didn't decline. Like, you just didn't. That's why, if you've been following me for a long time, it's like, why didn't I show my face in the past like that? Because I don't like being lusted over. I've been lusted over all my life. I really want somebody who want me for me, bro. I know that sounds fucked up as a man to say. It's like, damn, nigga, like, yeah, I got tired of getting hoes. Like, I want a woman who want me for my mind and like all the other shit. So I spent a lot of time not doing it. It didn't work. I was a caption killer for a motherfucking reason. But it was my mind that people fucked with. And then it's like, when I was an undergrad. This is the last story, and I'm gonna get back on topic. I was in undergrad, and I was in this woman's room. I wasn't even in her room. I was in her friend's room with her. And I'm laying on her friend's, like, we're both laying on her friend's bed, and she's just rubbing my waves. And then her friend comes in, she says, you are a beautiful man. And I'm like, okay. I appreciate it. She said, nah, I'm just saying, like, not in the, I hope I ain't coming off this. And I'm like, I'm trying to smash your homegirl, and you telling me I'm beautiful. I smash you too, but I'm just saying, look, relax. Like, you feel me? In a way, you blocking, because I don't know. I ended up smashing the homegirl. but not the one that, called me beautiful. I could have hit both of them. I literally could have hit both of them. I was like, she was just like, I could look at you all day. A part of me want to say, I know, nigga. I'm me, bruh. But I got to play that modesty down because that gives you cool points. To the point that I was making with all of this, I just use me as the example. You feel me? As a man, you either attractive or you're not. This is why I said men are more attractive than women, because either you're attractive or you're not. If you get women, it's because you get them. Women, you can decorate. You can have good days. You can have an on day and an off day. We don't. Like, I get it. They say haircuts can change. Nah, who you are, still who you are. You still look that way. You feel me? Like, you wipe your makeup off and look completely different. Your nose thickens. Your lips disappear. Like, it's so much shit that makeup can do to y'all that we don't have done to us. So again, we have to consider that when we settle it. So it's now that eliminates, because the physical side, that eliminates. That's why every woman thinks she's a 10. No, your costume is a 10. You're not a 10. And you don't know that you're not a 10. Because when all that shit comes off, your real score comes out. You feel me? I know a lot of bad bitches who was really 6s, and I treated them like 6s. I made them, I catered to their fantasy that they was a 10. You feel me? I let them get their rocks off. But I treat them like the 6 that they really felt like on the inside. Like, for real. It's because it's like, nigga, I had to settle too. I got to make sure you're not going nowhere. Spinning it all the way back to the whole conversation, because when Shorty said her grandmother told her aunt and everything, tell her, get with a man who likes you more than you like him. Oh, that's wired in us too? I know it seemed like we both got to settle. Because I got to now make you, here's where the problem comes in. Because women be thinking that the man like them more. And it's like, nah, you're easier to manipulate if I pretend like I like you more than you like me. I don't like you at all. Because you're not even the type of woman that I really, really fuck with, but you're just easy to fuck with. I don't have to think with you. I don't have to think with you. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to be on my P's and Q's. You feel me? As a man who has done this on several occasions, and it's like I've heard this on multiple accounts, where women will say shit like, what did I do to deserve a man like you? When she says that to me, I got her. I got her forever. This is sounding a little fucked up. Now we're getting into the misogyny side, because this is hierarchy. It's dominion, nigga. It's dominion and submission. What did I do to deserve a man like you? That's a red flag for me now. I done heard it so motherfucking much and experienced the aftermath of that shit, because motherfuckers ain't really built for that shit because they're not prepared. This goes into the point that I was making when I said women have to settle for men because they're not qualified for the men that they really want. Yeah, I'm doing a dramatic pause. Because a lot of times men got to do it too, but we don't speak on it enough from the women's perspective, because the women's can always be emotionally seductive. Women be thinking that they always got it because a lot of the times it's because they're emotionally seductive. When you put the emotional availability on par with each other, you'll see the degrees of separation. And women don't be qualified for a lot of the men or a lot of women aren't qualified for the men that they want. You know how there's a lot of men who are not qualified for the women that they want. We talk about that all the fucking time, physically. You don't have enough money. You're not making enough money. You don't look the same. You don't hit the gym. You don't do all of this. All right, cool. Let's put that from the physical. But from an emotional side, too, there are a lot of women who are unqualified for the men that they want. That's why they don't pursue men. They use the excuse, ooh, men pursue women because that's what the Bible say. That's what Quran say. That's what nature says. No. That's what hierarchy says. That's what dominion and submission says, that men have to pursue, because I'm going to pursue the weaker vessel or whatever the case may be. But what women won't tell you is that I won't go for the man that I want because I know he don't like me. I don't feel good enough for him. As a man who has had, and this is not just one time, this is kind of why I guess it's, divine revelation and shit. This is kind of why I put so much emphasis on those previous stories about knowing, my attraction, how attractive I am as a man. But it's like finding a bad bitch in public is different than dealing with the bad bitch in the house. A lot of men got as much confidence and self-esteem as you think they got. It's easy to put a character on display when you're outside. But when it's naked, what's that song by LMA? I need somebody who can love me naked. I allowed women to be naked. physically and spiritually. But we're not going to get on the physical side because I don't want to get like that. But I allow women to be naked. And when I let them be naked, they show me that. Because the conversation is always, what did I do to deserve a man like you? You're so good to me. You're this, that, and the third. And that's a red flag for me now. Because before I just wanted some pussy, I know I got you hooked on I got you. I got you. I never anticipated that there's a bad side to that. Because if the motherfucker wants you like that, and it's like, okay, cool. I don't have to do too much. I don't have to be over the top. I don't have to always like, you feel me? They'll cheat on you with the lesser vessel that they think they deserve. And I'm definitely using lesser vessel in a derogatory sentence because it's like every one of the women that have, quote unquote, moved on, they came back. I couldn't find you. I know, nigga. You weren't the dime you thought you were, nigga. I was the A side, nigga, not you. I just made you feel like the A side. That shit is still in me, bro. That shit is still in me, my nigga. Like, it's like I'm in a sense, I'm kind of like a Vegeta when it comes in the relationship world. I'm like Vegeta, bro. Like, yeah, I fight with the good guys and shit, but nigga, did you not forget what I did in the Saiyan saga? Did you not forget what I did in Namek? Yeah, fucked with you, nigga. I was still evil, bro. Like. In a relationship, and it's crazy because it's a split duality. Like in most aspects of my life, I'm more of a Goku type of guy. Like I was a hero type motherfucker. But when it came to that pimping and pandering shit, nigga, I was Vegeta. Nigga, I was always on the dark side. Nigga, I'm on the good side now because I fuck with enough good people. But nigga, don't play. But it'll be on some shit like I make them feel like the A side when they're really not. Now that comes from. This is something that I stopped doing because it's like, this is no fun. This is no fun. Because all you can give me some pussy. I can get dick pics sent out in a week and they won't say shit. Like, if I were to send a chick a dick pic right now, she wouldn't be mad and say it's unsolicited. It'd be like, what took you so long? It's like, it's not fun no more. It stopped being fun when I was 26. And I wanted something serious. I've been wanting something serious since I was 18. And it just couldn't work. You feel what I'm saying? But then it's like, I had to realize, because women are used to settling. And I played a game to make them feel like they were settling and they weren't. And they couldn't go nowhere. So now they'll send the titty pics. They'll send the pussy busted open and shit. Like, they'll call you playing with themselves and shit. And it's like, they really like you. I know. That's why I like women that like me. But women don't like going for men that like them either. Like we keep saying that, date people who like you. Women, you can't when you're in hierarchy and it's all about dominion. Women need to be emotionally dominant in the relationship. Men need to be physically dominant in the relationship. So somebody's got to submit, but neither one of them want to submit. And don't realize that. Like, nigga, you got to submit. No, nigga, we got to be in harmony where we can be our full total selves. Like, I don't need to be performing. But that's what I was saying to the point of, like, over the last couple years, there's not many women that I've crossed the line with. But I tried, but it's just like, you ain't on my level. And I'm making you feel good about yourself, and it's not fun anymore. Not like in a disrespectful way. Yeah, I boosted their self-esteem, but I realized why I was doing it. Because I started coming to terms with the whole reality of, hey, bro, this is the part of the game that you ain't let go yet. I didn't even realize, I just went celibate and I stopped, but it's like, I had to come to terms with that shit. It's like, why do I know she can't keep up, bro. Like, I know she can't. I'm laps ahead of her and she think we on the same level. I'm laps ahead of her, but because we side by side right now, she think we on the same level and we running the same pace. I've been in this game a long time, baby. And now it's like, you've been the bad bitch on the side, but you never met somebody like me. And you don't know that you never met somebody like me until I uncover everything. And where women would once cry because, I've dealt with women who, they would cry from an emotional perspective to try to prove a point, you know what I'm saying? Or like to try to maintain dominant control. No. You make me cry because you touch my core. I can't, You now control me. I know, but I'm not going to control you. I'm going to try to set you free. I don't want control over you. You feel me? I make you touch them deep wounds and shit. But you thought you were settling with me because of my jovial nature and shit. Because the nigga, you feel me? I'm childlike. You think I'm childish, but nigga, I'm childlike until you see the motherfucking monster come out. Like, it's like, you're serious. Yes, nigga, I don't play. Like, I just do this because I don't want you to feel. You feel me? Out of your motherfucking element. But it's cool. It's cool because, like I said, it opens up a bigger realm and it opens up a door to expose that, y'all, we're not in the right relationship world. Now we have, imagine, we have babies with people that we've settled with under the guise of hierarchy. Now you wonder why, now you know why you treat your babies like you do. So now when they say the women coddle the boys, but they're hard on the girls, it's hierarchy. See, the hierarchy is literally is programmed and started off in childhood. The hierarchy is already is set. Men, boys, you can't be physically dominant. You be physically dominant, but don't physically dominate your siblings. But nobody ever tells you not to emotionally dominate your brothers. They tell the boys not to physically dominate the girls, but they never tell the girls not to emotionally dominate the boys. In fact, they encourage them to do it. I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. Because it's all dominion. Sticks and stones break bones, but words will never hurt you. They've been giving us cliches like this since we was kids, baby. And you wonder why, again, when the black boy is not respected, the black woman is not disrespected. I mean, when the black boy is disrespected, the black woman is not protected. See how the cycle works? It's like, damn, nigga, how the fuck you take us all the way down this rabbit hole just from settling? I know, right? You see the power of this shit? Now I tied it back into the point that I mentioned about reading comprehension, bro. That was one word, settling. Do you see how I got all of this information out of that shit? That's what it's like to read at a higher reading level. The fuck? Not only do I read at an esoteric level, I write at an esoteric level too. So I comprehend. I can take one word and give you. That's how I give these long ass podcast episodes, bro. My comprehension is different. But I'm not going to toot my own horn on that shit because I'm bringing it back down to the settling. So it's like when I look at the relationship world, everybody has to settle. But everybody's continued. It's a cycle. We're wired into a point of hierarchy, and you're going to settle based off of where your dominion stands. Women have emotional dominion, which is crazy because they're emotionally retarded, largely. A lot of women think because they're overly emotional that they have emotional intelligence. That's emotional retardation, baby. But again, you're wired and you're built off of having emotional dominion. So again, we tell our boys, don't you physically dominate a woman. You let the girls win. Don't you physically dominate a woman. But we never once. Because I know we never once, because if you're listening to this conversation, chances are this is the first time you heard this perspective that I'm giving. We never once tell our daughters, do not emotionally dominate your brother. Do not emotionally dominate the boys. And we wonder where the fuck the mean girls come from? Emotional dominance, nigga. The fuck? The physical dominance is easy to put on display. You know why? Because you play sports. Basketball, football, soccer, even golf, nigga. It didn't matter what sports you played. You had dominion physically. I'm playing sports for this. Where's the outlet for emotional dominion? We know where the outlets are for the physical dominion, especially for the men, even the women, even the girls too. Where's the outlet for emotional dominion? Other fucking people, nigga. Other fucking people. The mean girls are fucking hell for this very reason. And guess who these motherfuckers are getting their emotional and their relationship and dating advice from? Fucking mean girls who are emotionally dominated. that have that emotional dominion. They don't know that they have emotional dominion because they don't even know what the fuck it is. They just know that they've established themselves as, speakers and shit like that, and they have that emotional dominion. It's what they call them, the mean girl brunches and shit. They get together and they do what? Emotionally dominate other motherfuckers. Emotionally fucking dominate motherfuckers. It's crazy, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's crazy, but it's right there. It's right there. And it's like, how do we not see it? Cause you didn't put the words to it. That's it. And they didn't tell you what words to put to it. You niggas, we out here thinking it's literally man versus woman. It's masculine and feminine. That's why y'all get the energy wrong. Because every time somebody speaks on masculine and feminine, what they're talking about is dominion and submission. They're not talking about masculine and feminine. That's why these niggas won't invite me to the conversations, bro. That's why I can't be in these conversations, because if you pay attention, again, I was telling one of my homies this. I was like, the government been watching me since my old page. Nigga, the government won't watch you. Nigga, you ain't have a blue check. You ain't have a 7. Nigga, my reach. It doesn't matter how many people I have following me. My reach, my nigga. Once I dropped So Frail 1, shit changed. I wasn't paying attention to what was changing. Once I started the So Frail conversations, mind you, there were people who had podcasts. All of that. It wasn't until So Frail conversation started, and then right after COVID, you can't tell me that's not coincidence. I started this actual physical podcast for So Frail Conversations in like 2019. Now, I'm not saying they did COVID and all of the shit for me, all of that shit, but why is every podcast that has a black man featured on it talking about masculinity the wrong way? There was a time when I first dropped So Frail, they marked the prices up to like $80, $90 per book. It's an $11.99 book. Why? Apparently, I'm talking about something that they don't want y'all to know about. You feel me? So now when I go in to talk about masculinity, and I say that my podcast is about masculinity, how did all these masculinity podcasts just pop up? Like, in that time pocket, like, I say it's coincidence. It's just, niggas was in the house, COVID and shit, so everybody wanted to do a podcast. On the same shit that I was talking about, a lot of the topics that you're hearing today are shit that are conversations that I've had already years ago. You feel me? I remember, I'm not even going to say their names because I don't want to dignify a response, because it's like, when you are that and people are stealing from you, they can't tell you. They can't quote you, and they can't say that they stole from you because they know that the shit that they're getting from you is helping them thrive. And if they expose, like, it is what it is. But I remember when the conversation started coming up around 2021. 2020-ish, 2021, around and there was a popular Instagrammer who happened to say, respect is to men what love is to women, on a podcast. And then went in depth too. Like, she was killing it. And I'm like, I said that in 2019. I dropped that in my book, So Frail 2, those exact words. I said that. But nobody's listening to me. You feel me? This ain't a pity party thing, no shit like that. I'm going to get back on topic, but this right here, it segues into what I'm about to say next. You feel what I'm saying? Because from that, like, So Frail 19 was published in So Frail 2 was published in 2019, April 22nd of 2019. I'd already been writing it. The information has already been in there. It was published April 22nd of 2019. In 2021, that's when they were having, like, the conversation that you see the people having on masculinity right now are coming from shit that was in So Frail 1. Now, there's a two side to this. There's a universe side where it's pulling, when you pull it from the ethers, once it's here, it's here. That's why you got to make sure once you get the idea, you pull it first. Michael Jackson and Prince used to have that battle. Michael used to say, if I don't make this song now, Prince is going to do it. Because once it comes from the ethers and somebody acknowledges it, it's going to be here. So I pulled masculinity from the ethers before anybody else could. The full thing. That's why can't nobody fuck with me on it. But because can't nobody fuck with me on it, they can't say nothing about it. They can't tie me to it. You feel me? But in not tying me to it, they can't invite me to the conversation because they know I'm not going to talk about dominion and submission. I don't give a fuck about dominion and submission and hierarchy, nigga. I can tell you what the problem is. But then that fucks up all of their bags. I'm not going to say that they understand this hierarchy, dominion, everything, but all of the shit that I just talked about that's related to hierarchy, dominion, and submission is what they cloak as masculinity and femininity, and it ain't. What you think's going to happen when I step into that situation? I'm good with, I can harmonize. I can collaborate. They can't compete. That's where the hierarchy comes in. That's why they can't fuck with me. That's why they can't tell you that they stealing my shit. You know my shit when you hear my shit, especially if you've been listening to my shit for a long time. I got people right now telling me, yo, you remember when you said, yes, I do. I don't forget what I say. I know exactly when I said that. Tell me why it just took them that long to catch up to it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's different. It's different. But it's hierarchy and dominion. Everybody wants to control something because everybody wants to control everything but themselves. And this is how we build our relationships. But this is, the relationship template has been like this. Like, now you understand why they took the man out of the home. What am I going to teach the boy? What can a woman teach a boy other than emotional dominance? She has emotional dominion over her son. What do you think that's going to do to him? What does a woman's emotional dominion do to her son? Look at the boys right now. Look at the boys right now. You only getting two. To the core, to the image of what everybody wants to see. What are you getting out of them? I'm not gonna say what it is because it's only two paths that the emotional dominion is going to create out of a son, and it's going to be reinforced by the daughter because nobody's paying attention to the emotional dominion. They're only making sure that the boys are not physically dominant. Why the boys ain't got muscles like they used to? Why do we ain't got sizes anymore like that? Because we don't realize how powerful this shit really is for the hierarchy. It ain't because they ain't eating a lot. It ain't because they don't want to be threatening to the emotional space. They don't want to be threatening to the emotional dominion. So the physical dominion is obsolete. So now everybody's complaining it. Everybody's saying it. Who keeps raising these boys to be these sassy men y'all keep complaining about? And they be thinking because no, it doesn't matter if the father is in the home or not. If the emotional dominion is not addressed, it doesn't matter how the physical dominion is there. The physical dominion cannot operate there. Now, it's even more fucked up because it's like from the physical dominion, now when your house is ruled solely through dominion, physical dominion, emotional dominion, what the fuck you think happens to your fucking babies? You break their spirits, bro. You can't even harmonize with them. That's when you get into stupid conversations where you're like, well, spare the rod, he spoiled the child. Why the fuck are you beating a child? But you'll turn the cheek to your enemy? That means your enemy has dominion over you. The very fucking enemy that you turn your cheek to has dominion over you to where you will not seek dominion, but you will seek forgiveness. But you put dominion over your child. That's why you beat him. Let it fucking breathe, nigga. Why? Because it all comes back to who gave you the shit. The God of your enemy is your fucking devil, my nigga. This is why it's like, yo, why the fuck can you have all of that heat and energy for your mini-me's? Why do y'all have all that? I pause like that because I put that in the actual No More Depression song. Why do y'all have all of that heat for your enemies, for your babies, but you ain't got no heat for your enemies? Unless your enemy looks like you. Because you're already programmed to wire to believe that dominion belongs to what's lighter. And I don't mean lighter and light skin. I mean white people. The closer you are, the more proximity you have, the more dominion you have. That's what we're not addressing. When we talk about, well, they say black men are the white men of the community. Black women are the white women of the community. But because we do not address emotional fucking dominion, we don't see it. We don't see it. If the black man is acting like the white man now, the black woman is definitely acting like the white woman. She just can't cry. That's the only difference right now. And I'm not saying it like I'm not trying to be funny, but that's literally the only difference between a black woman and a white woman is the ability to cry in a moment. Because you still got to have your dominion in this overall arch. But we want you to have that emotional dominion that women are supposed to have. We're going to train y'all to have that, just like our women have it, but you can't cry. You don't get a chance to cry. You don't get a chance to be soft. You don't get a chance. Our emotional dominion is rooted because we can cry. We can play a softer role. We can play this and we can be as cutthroat. I always say this. The only thing more racist than a white man is the womb that birthed him. The only thing more racist than a white man is the womb that he comes from, my nigga. By and large, accountability. This is one of the reasons why they say the boys are 70% of black boys raised of a single mother will become a criminal because he rules through emotional dominion. He has no physical dominion. And the emotional dominion that has broken him down made him physically violent. Makes him that way. When people say, because I've heard it in my family and all the time, it's like, because you know girls will lie. You know girls a lot. Women will say this shit. You know girls lie. It's not, and I've learned. What is the problem with women? Why? Because it's emotional dominion. That's it. Girls will pull on your heartstrings. They'll, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why women don't like women. That's why women be beefing with their daughters low-key. It's emotional dominion. You are also an emotional essence, and now I have to dominate you. See, we don't even pay attention to it. When we look at a father and a son, there's a rites of passage moment. Under this hierarchical world, right? There's a rites of passage moment where every father is like, you know, when the son get 15, I don't know what it is, when we get a little bit of bass in our voice, you want to try your father. Why? The fathers wait for that day. Because it's like one of us has to assert dominance. One of us has to take this dominance right now. These niggas have reduced us to fucking animals. So now when we look at that, because it's physical, we can always see the physical. We don't pay attention to that same shit happening on the emotional spectrum. Mothers and daughters go through the exact same shit. A little bit earlier. It's emotional dominance. Who's going to have the more emotional dominance? Oh, you talking back. You too sassy. You got to get that bass out your voice. You rolling your eyes. You doing all of this shit. I'm being as emotionally dominant as you, and you're mad that you can't dominate me. And this shit translates to our relationships and shit while we be settling like a motherfucker. We don't need to see that shit. We don't need to see that shit. So now, when a woman says, when the women in the family are telling the women, get you a man who loves you more than him, because you got to be able to emotionally dominate a man to keep him from physically dominating you. The man, get you a man that finds a wife, finds a good thing. Man, you got to pursue the woman. You're going to pursue the woman that's going to emotionally dominate you. Why? Because the template is already set by your mother to be emotionally dominated. To be emotionally dominated. A woman could say whatever she wants to her son or whatever. This is how I feel. This is what it is. She'll say whatever because she has to emotionally dominate. But if he tries to physically dominate her, he goes to jail or he'll get put down. But what's crazy is what she'll do to her daughter. Like, we can see what a father would do to his son when physical domination is there. But what a mother is going to do to her daughter is different, my nigga. That's why so many black women right now are recovering and they don't have healthy relationships with their mamas. And we be thinking it's just like, what's wrong? Why black? Because, nigga, we assimilated into a culture that programmed us to have hierarchy that led us to this situation. It's all about dominion and submission. You want your kids to submit, not be humans. This is what I was saying, like when they say, spare the rod, spoil the child. It's like, parents, children, honor your mother and father, for your days will be long in this world. But it also says, parents, don't stir your children up to anger. Don't flex your dominion because you can. That's a child. God told you niggas that. My nigga, God told you niggas that and you don't fucking listen. This nigga legit said, do not stir your children up to anger. And you get mad when they dishonor you. Because it's all about dominion. The very dominion that the same God gave you to have over everything. Ain't that all right? Ain't that like, see how y'all don't read the shit? And again, it's not that you don't read it, you don't comprehend it. You feel me? And it creates a reality where we all end up settling in life. Settling in life, and it translates to our relationships because it starts when we kids, bro. It starts when we motherfucking kids. Ain't no harmony. Like when your children, when I learned about astrology, bro, when I started learning about astrology and numerology and shit, and it's like, and I learned about the position that a child is supposed to have in the life, like, there's no, like, age is cool. Age is cool, age is fine. But at the same time, we have associated child, adult, and elder according to a specific number as opposed to an experience in life. A child is inexperienced. A child is an inexperienced human. An adult is an experiencing human. An elder is an experienced human. That's it, my nigga. That's it. And the fucked up part about it is because we look at children as, we look at it from hierarchy, not harmony. We can't interact the way we're supposed to. Therefore, there is no masculinity and femininity. There's only dominion and submission. That's why it's don't talk back to me. You're wrong, my nigga. You're fucking wrong. But hierarchy is needed, and it's built so that way you can move into the job force a certain way, move into academia a certain way. You can be compliant and controlled for the rest of your life. There's children right now who are elders. Tying it back to the, I'm going to say this and I'm going to start trying to wrap it up. Tying it back to the Jonathan Majors and NLE Chaba or Youngboy, which NBA, NLE, one of them little niggas, bro. But tying it back to him, and it was like, do you think you can teach him something? And he told him, I can only teach what he's willing to learn. Y'all aren't willing to learn from me. The sole fact that y'all are asking if I think I can teach y'all shows that y'all don't even think y'all can be taught. So he said the right answer. They couldn't comprehend it. He said, I can only give him what he's willing to receive. Oh, nigga trying to sound philosophical. Nigga trying to sound metaphorical and spiritual and all this other shit, nigga. No, nigga, he's giving the right answer, nigga. You just ain't on it. You comprehending like a fucking 6th grade 12-year-old, nigga. But again, because you see him as a child, as inexperienced, you don't know, you're not able to, because you see him as a child, you denote him as inexperienced and you dismiss his experience. And that's what they've been doing. And that's what happens to us. Like our children are born in the shit we adapt to. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm good with computers and shit because I was born into the technological age. It was always around me. Motherfuckers had it. So it's like, I need you to help me do this. I need you. Like, my kids will be born into the shit I'm adapting into right now. They'll be born with my experience. And for me to say you're not experienced with it, when I build my world and when I build my entire world and your experience is melded into that world already, who am I to not say that you can gain a faster experience than me? Do you feel what I'm saying? And that's where we got to separate experience from tenure, because that's what's fucking us up, because we can't live in harmony. We have to live in hierarchy. You feel me? You ain't mad because I talked back to you. You mad because you didn't know the fucking answer, dumbass. You don't talk to elders like that. Nigga, that's not an elder. That's an old child. Nigga, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You feel me? They don't have the experience they don't have the experience. I got the experience, so I'm the elder in the situation. But then now you want to pick and choose when I get to stay the elder and when I got to be the child. When it starts to make you feel uncomfortable, how uncomfortable you think I got to be when I'm learning from an elder who's inexperienced? And because of all of this shit rooted into it, it sets the tone for why we settle in relationships. And we settle in relationships because this is the only way that we can maintain dominion. In order to maintain dominion, something has to submit, which means what? You have to settle to the very thing that's submitting. Simple. But we miss that. Because it's common fucking sense. It's right there written in fucking plain day. But we can't see it because we can't read what's written. So we wonder why men and women, and this is why I told you I was going to bring it full circle, why men and women both settle in relationships. Men going to settle for physical dominion. Women are going to settle for emotional dominion because we all still need that submission. We need somebody to submit to us. And we call that shit compatibility. Nigga, no, that's a recipe for disaster. And the shit don't taste good. And don't forget to check out Cafe Clothing, formerly Just Scenes merch. Get all of your intricate designs crafted specifically for the melanated being to develop a positive imagery within self and to have a little bit of fun in the process. From the peace, love, knowledge, and freedom to the dead horses and water designs, all of the styles are crafted for the imagery to make you feel as you're supposed to feel. Because as I always say, the best way to fit in is to stand out. And what better way to stand out than with your exclusive styles from Cafe Clothing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Yeah, that's settling. Again, this was an impromptu pop-up. This has been on my mind. Like, I was going to save it for season 13, but I figured this would be some good season 13 promo because I can at least, give some insight as to what things I will be covering in season 13. But I wanted to go ahead and get this out because I'm tired of seeing it, bro. Like, I'm tired of I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of the social media bullshit. I'm tired of I don't care what app I get on. I don't give a fuck. It's always, men and women men can't tell. I can't even get the shit out. That's how exhausted I am with seeing and hearing about this shit. Everybody thinks they're better than they are when they're not. You feel me? You settle, and here's the Jerry's thoughts to this shit. You settle because you know you're unqualified for what you really deserve. Not deserve, desire. You settle because you know that you're not qualified for what you really desire. And you won't you won't qualify yourself, and you won't gain the qualifications to have what you desire. Which is sad when it comes to relationships because at the end of the day, all we want is sex. We don't want to build nothing. This is why one of my phrases is, if we can't co-create, we can't procreate. The fuck? Like, I don't give a fuck about dominion. I don't need dominion. I have enough. You don't need dominion when you have sovereignty, and you don't get sovereignty until you're able to live in harmony. You feel me? I have no desire to dominate another human being. I have no desire to be the A side. I have no desire to be the lead and have somebody lag behind me. I don't have a desire. The only desire that I have is to collaborate with a motherfucker's fullest potential. And this was why motherfuckers settle, because niggas ain't reached their fullest potential. They won't tap into their fullest potential. They think their fullest potential is something that a divine source has to whisper to them at a random time. No, nigga, it's something you work towards every single day. Your purpose is on the other side of your pain, and you got to get better every single motherfucking day. Niggas don't want to get better. And so because I don't want to get better, I can always regress. Feel me? I mentioned the woman that I was vibing with and shit. 7 years. Like, we wasn't talking for 7 years, but it's like about almost 8 years ago. Almost 8 years ago, we started talking, started vibing and shit. Now, mind you, I had just finished So Frail 1. I didn't have much else after that. I was working on Hitting It Raw. She was there when I was writing Hitting It Raw. But it's like, as we talking, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do these things. I want to do this. I want to do this. I got this idea. I got this idea. I got this idea. 7 years. 7 years. 7 years, my nigga. When we was talking, she was like, you know what? I feel like it's all talk. I feel like we ain't gonna move nowhere. I feel like this, that, and the third. I said, all right, cool. What's up, bitch? She's like, well, let's put a pin in and come back later. We come back later. She's still the same fucking person. And I was like, well, Scene, are you the same person? No, nigga, I had already wrote 4 books. By that time, I have 4 books out, 2 courses online, motherfucking the 300-something plus episodes of the podcast, motherfucking the merch, the music, like learning how to, like, there's so many different skills and resources that I had developed. I was programming AI now. Like, there's so many different things. And she was in the same position.
And it was a whole, oh, we might be twin flames and shit. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt and shit. And it's like, well, there's the chaser and there's the runner. All right, you keep thinking that twin flame shit and keep taking it to heart. The only reason why I'm coming back is we put a pin in it and I'm a man of my word. And I want to see if you actually, because I fucks with you, but you didn't grow when I did. I can't fuck with you no more. You feel what I'm saying? And she didn't see it because she thought she was the A side. And again, this is on my fault. This is on my fault because I'm like, I knew she wasn't the A side, but I let her believe she was the A side. I let her talk to me crazy. I let her say, oh, you just talk. And I'm trying like, no, I know what's happening. You want to be an emotionally dominant, but you can't. I helped her heal. I helped her tap into shit where she was, she wasn't crying to manipulate it. She's crying because I touched the core and what I said hit. You feel me? But I already reached I've reached such a level now that it's like, the gap is too far. The gap is too far. I've always been emotionally available. I've always had this emotional intelligence and I didn't downplay it. I just didn't have to show it. It's like, if you know calculus and you know the motherfucker's only using arithmetic, you ain't got to show calculus, bro. Just do arithmetic. Now, because the motherfuckers used to getting A's in arithmetic and you just doing, it's like, yeah, we both, no, nigga, we're not the same. Yeah, we both getting A's in arithmetic right now, nigga, but you haven't even seen geometry, algebra, trigonometry, discrete math, advanced function and modeling, let alone calculus, nigga. But do your thing, baby. I'm not gonna try to humble you. Instead, I'm gonna try to exalt you to see where you can go and you don't want to be exalted. That's what happens. That's what happens. You see what I'm saying? Same shit happens on the men's side, bro. You're not ready for the woman that you think you want. That's why you try to humble her. That's where the whole humbling thing comes in, is because I need dominion. You need to submit. You feel what I'm saying? This is why women hold on. This is why when you share your good shit with a woman or whatever the case may be, it's like, this is why they try to break you down emotionally. They be talking about, well, why does a man always, like, women try to do the humbling too? Because it has to happen in hierarchy. We don't want to leave the hierarchical situations, but it has to happen for that and for that shit to be viable. Now we wonder why do we get in relationships and we lose ourselves? I just seen this other post. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna really wrap it up. I think Shorty's name is Jada Faye. She was married or whatever the case may be. This showed her in the marriage and the glow up after the divorce. No, you're no longer being dominated. Like, we keep acting like it's the motherfucking, oh, it's the other person. No, it's both of y'all niggas, bro. Y'all are dominating each other and you're losing. Oh, why do you lose yourself in a relationship? Why would you lose? Because you have to submit to dominion, my nigga. It's wild how it happens, how you have to submit to dominion, because it's like, in the relationship, when that happens, a woman's body changes, but a man's mind changes, but nobody sees the man's mind change because his body still remains. She gains weight, she loses weight, she fluctuates and shit, but this man stops thinking. He no longer thinks the same. Nobody pays attention to that part. You know why? Because you're not men and we shut the fuck up and we don't say shit when we go through shit. Women physically change in the draining relationship that they're dominated in. Men emotionally and mentally change. That man doesn't even have the same confidence anymore. That man doesn't even think the same way he thought when he first came into that relationship. We worry about how a woman looks at a relationship. That's why her globe is different. But that's also why a man's globe is totally different. Why did I fumble him? Why can't he come back? Oh, when that man leaves and he get his mind right, see, you got to get your body right because you were emotionally dominant. You had emotional dominion, so you just have to get your physical right. He was physical dominion, so now he has to get his emotional right. When that nigga get his emotional right, it's different. It's different. Now, this is coming from experience now, and I could, I've been through the heartbreaks. I've been through that shit. I've been emotionally dominated. So much so that it emotionally castrated me. It was different. To the point where it's like, when it made me snap, because it's like, in order to maneuver, I had to be submissive to your emotional dominance. But you were you didn't even have the power to be as dominant as you were trying to be. And I had to dilute myself just to fit. But it took me years to get out of that. And then you broke me. And then once you broke me and shit, physically, I was good. Physically, I was, I started losing my hair too. But physically, I was good. Emotionally, I was never the same. I'm not the same. I can never be that person again. And that's one of the hardest things, because from a physical perspective, you can go back to looking how you look. You can lose your weight and everything. Mentally, I can't go back. That's where the difference comes in between the men and women in those situations. Men, we do our dirt, we fuck up, but we need to start at our minds have changed after that. So now it goes back into there's another thing going on social media where saying men actually do love women more than women love men. We do. That's why y'all get in relationships with us the way y'all do. But that's why y'all can leave for irreconcilable differences, and that's why it's so hard for us to leave. We don't even know what the fuck is going on. Because we're submitting to your emotional dominion. We're submitting to your emotional dominion, and that's where the problem is. That's what it is to settle. Yeah, y'all submit to our physical dominion and shit. What? Don't gain weight. Oh, you're fat shaming. You're this, that, and the third. And then the motherfucker glow up after the relationship and shit. She lose her weight. Why couldn't you do that when you was in a relationship? Because she was physically it was the physical dominion of the man. Now she's reclaimed her physical dominion. That's why she gets back in the gym. That's why she works out. That's why she does all of these things. But the scariest motherfucker is the man who reclaims his emotional dominion. Because while she's, taking trips and posting the thirst traps and showing off her body, he's emotionally transforming himself. That man is never going to be the same again. And the man that emerges after that is going to damn near be a deity. Because he's developed the emotional intelligence. If he heals, but he's developed the emotional dominion and reclaimed it. And you can't manipulate that anymore. You can't manipulate that anymore. Similar to when a woman reclaims her physical dominion, you can't manipulate that anymore. Which goes back into the whole core of what I was saying, that the first time you fall in love, my nigga, the second time you rise in it. We keep trying to fall in love again after the first time, not realizing what the fuck the fall was for. It was because the dominion was not right. We're not supposed to dominate each other. We're supposed to be harmonious with each other to rise together. So once the woman reclaims her physical dominion and gets her emotional dominion straight, and once the man reclaims his emotional dominion and gets his physical dominion straight, now we know how to rise, because we fell. We fell on our own, and we fell with somebody and fell to the lowest parts of our being. And we rose from that and been rising from that since. And then the process, developing the emotional dominion and the physical dominion, but realizing that, this shit is about harmony. Now I'm going to get with somebody that I'm not settling for, but that I'm relating to. You feel me? That's what it means to be equally yoked. That's what it means to settle. That's why relationships are trash, because motherfuckers are settling. But this shit longer than motherfuckers, so I'm going to go ahead and hit there. Go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And our kids, if you don't want to keep repeating this shit, understand emotional, I've only been telling y'all this shit forever, bro. Understand emotional fucking intelligence. Not emotional intelligence, but first understand hierarchy and dominion and shit. And remember, starting with the kids, if the boys can't physically dominate the women, the girls, then the girls shouldn't be able to emotionally dominate the boys. That's where the shit's starting at. You wonder why men say it ain't the mamas that we hate. First, it's the sisters, it's the cousins, it's the little girls that are emotionally dominating, and we can't do shit about it. Sticks and stones break bones, or words hurt you is a damn fucking lie, because the words are the emotional dominion. I can deal with it having my bones broken, and it's the same thing. A man heals a lot quicker with a broken bone doesn't affect a man the way that a broken bone hurts a woman. Just like an emotional break doesn't hurt a woman the same way it hurts a man. There's different. But if we want to change this reality, all we got to do is focus on the babies, bro. Stop raising them up to be hierarchical, bro. hierarchical competitors and shit in which the boys can be physically dominant, but the girls can't be emotionally. And then I acknowledge what the fuck emotional dominance looks like. We know that we got the outlets for the boys to be physically dominant. Basketball, football, soccer, baseball, sports as a whole. Tell me what the outlets are for the emotionally dominant girls. Where do they display their emotional dominance healthily? They don't, nigga. They become mean girls. They become mean girls. Because what the fuck else are they gonna be? You feel me? But we can make the change for all of our people if we start with the kids and we break out of the hierarchical system and get back to harmony. Get back into masculine and feminine and get out of dominion and submission. But I'm just saying, bro. Whatever. Go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables, and I'm gonna see y'all all on the next one or in season 13, whichever comes first. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.